channel updates, vaccine mandates, and a T-45 crashes in a residential neighborhood. This and more on Taking Off. Welcome to Taking Off. I'm Christy Wong. Today's episode is brought to you by Gold Seal. You may have noticed I haven't been on the channel much, and Dan has slowed down as well. That's because we've been really busy, like really busy. Dan has been traveling the world on film shoots for his company. I think he's in France or New York, or is it Milan? Let's check in with Dan.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Millican. We're coming to you from Italy where we're shooting a TV show. We have been so busy. This is the most international travel that I've done in over 20 years. Pandemic, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're having a lot of fun. We're really busy. That's why we haven't done as many videos lately. But I'm so proud of you, Christy. You are seeing your lifetime dream. I say lifetime, but you know, it was only a few years ago at the beginning of In the Hangar that we did an episode where you talked to different people about 121, 135, trying to decide what path you were going to take. And here you are in the cockpit of a 175. So proud of you. Congratulations. But that's it. We're going to get back to taping our show, especially as the VIPs walk by.
Thanks, Dan. Great to hear from you. Milan looks cool and all, but it's hard to be jealous because I've been doing some traveling of my own lately, and it's very special traveling. A lot of you guys know that almost a year ago, I was furloughed, and almost a year to the day after being furloughed, I finally got to fly the airplane that I worked so hard for. It's been an incredible journey, and I have so many people to thank along the way, but I'm finally in the sky doing what I love most. Many people have reached out and asked me what training's been like and what the various components of training are. Basically, when you start airline training, you run through a week of indoc or indoctrination where they teach you all about the airline itself. You get assigned a base and the airplane you're going to fly, and then you go to ground school, which goes through all the systems of the airplane. We then move to sim training, which is very realistic to flying the actual plane, but nothing compares to the real plane, which is what I recently got to do. My first flights were incredible, just indescribable. I finally got to sit in the seat that I've been dreaming about for years now. So that's what we've been up to. What have you been up to? Now, let's get to some events that have been going on the past few weeks. 2 pilots were injured after ejecting from a jet trainer that crashed in a Texas residential neighborhood last month. On September 19th at around 11 a.m., a Navy T-45 jet trainer crashed in Lake Worth, Texas, approximately 2 miles northeast of the Joint Reserve Base, Fort Worth. This particular aircraft was assigned to Training Air Wing 2 at Naval Air Station, Kingsville, Texas. The pilots were conducting a routine training flight that originated from Corpus Christi International Airport. Fortunately, both pilots made it out, with one pilot in critical but stable condition initially. There's an ongoing investigation as to the cause of this accident. The T-45 has been a reliable trainer for the Navy since 1991. McDonnell Douglas was awarded the contract to build a replacement for the T-2 and A-4 trainers back in the early 80s. In April of 1988, the T-45 took its maiden flight, went operational in 1991, and has been going strong ever since. We don't know exactly what happened yet, but we are thankful that everybody made it out. In other news, United Airlines said this week they will start the process of terminating 593 employees who decided not to get the COVID vaccine. The airline announced earlier this year that they would require proof of vaccination by early October or face termination. United employs around 67,000 people, most of whom got vaccinated when the mandate was announced. A company spokesperson said that the airline plans to hire another 25,000 people over the next few years, and vaccination will be a condition of employment for all new hires. In addition to the 593 not vaccinated, another 2,000 employees have sought an exemption for religious or medical reasons. United is the first airline to require vaccination for all domestic employees. Now, Delta Airlines is following a similar footprint, but instead of terminating employees, the airline is imposing a $200 fee on unvaccinated workers using the company's health plan. And, like United, Delta is also requiring new hires to be vaccinated. I wonder if we should start putting this on resumes now. This is a sensitive topic for sure, and we welcome you to respectfully leave your comments below on the subject. On Friday, 2 people were fatally injured when a helicopter and small GA plane crashed in a midair collision near Chandler, Arizona. It's too early for many details, but here's the facts so far. The accident happened between 7:30 and 8 a.m. local time. CHD is towered, and while no airline service the airport, it is home to several flight schools, charter services, and maintenance shops. It appears that both aircraft were doing pattern work when this happened. Our deepest sympathies go out to everyone involved in this accident. We hope for quick answers and a swift investigation so accidents like this one can be prevented in the future. One growing trend that we're seeing around the country: people complaining about the local airport being too noisy. And since there really aren't a whole lot of new airports, we're talking about ones that have been around for decades, which means a whole lot of Karens and Carls are buying houses next to airports and then, lo and behold, complaining about the noise because they bought a house next to an airport. Let that sink in for a minute. Now, I realize I'm preaching to the choir here on this channel, but I'm amazed at the fact that this story is being repeated time and time again. And the problem is, in a lot of cases, it's working. Airports are getting sanctioned and worse, straight up closed. Just look at all the airports in Southern California that are gone after the neighborhoods expanded, then complained about the noise because they moved in next to an airport. I, for one, find the sounds of pistons and turbines overhead a beautiful thing. And I get that an airport has a right-hand traffic pattern to minimize that traffic over encroaching neighborhoods. But come on, people, stop the madness. Don't buy a house next to an airport if you think you might be bothered by the noise. Now, in one recent case, home shoppers were told the airport was going away. They were misled so that they would buy. But still, the airport didn't mislead them. They didn't do anything wrong. Seriously, I don't know what the right answer here is, but these HOAs seem to be winning a lot more than you think. It oversees common sense. What do you think a solution would be for an embattled airport in this situation? Tell us below. All right, another interesting news bit. ExpressJet, which was a regional carrier for United Airlines, ceased operations last year when United decided to make commute air exclusive to flying their ERJ-145s. Well, ExpressJet recently announced that they are coming back. They will be operating as AHA, or Air Hotel Adventure, based out of Reno, Nevada. Look out for announcements and information on when and where they'll be operating. Oh, and one other thing. Many of you know that in addition to finishing training, I also recently bought a house with my boyfriend, Kevin. One of the more tedious processes was finding a good lender who could give us a competitive mortgage. Well, we at TakingOff are proud of our new sponsor, Colten Mortgage. The dude's a pilot just like you and me, so let's support our aviation friends. If you need a residential mortgage or a refinance, Colten will absolutely take care of you. They're great people. While we purchased months before our partnership with Colten, I really wish I had called them. They provide better personal service, which is way better than any of the big name banks. We've provided a link below, so check them out. As always, we are so grateful for your support. You can head over to our Hangar Club for exclusive content, including discounts on TakingOff merchandise. And if you see myself or Dan at an event or just hanging out at the airport, please come and say hi. We love talking with fans, and conversations about airplanes are never a bad thing. As always, fly safe, and we'll see you next time on Taking Off.
So Colten is a mortgage banker, and what that means essentially is we utilize our own warehouse facilities, our own money to fund the transactions, and it gives us control of the transaction. Whereas mortgage brokers broker the transaction, refer the files and the client's business out to other banks and aggregators within the industry for them to make the decision on it. We maintain those controls in-house so we can control our client experience level and assure that we perform at the highest level.